Hello, my friends. I am Robin Burning with Blissful Healing Spiritual Life Coaching, and we are reconnecting to wonder and awe together. And we are on day 38, page 121. I always feel like I start to get tongue-tied on that. I want to say page 38, day 38, page 121. So today we are going to write down 3 things on our bucket list. And I like this one because I think we all kind of have a bucket list, but we don't necessarily write it down. So today we're going to write down at least 3 things on our bucket list. And the most important thing to think about while we are doing this is to not put any limits on anything, because our human mind tends to go into, well, someday I want to do this, but, and that but can be anything like Linda had put in here. It costs too much money, or I don't have time, or I can't get off from work. Whatever the reason is why you can't do that, just completely omit that out of the thought process. Don't even think about what any limitations are. This is a total limitless bucket list. I know that one of the things that I would like to do that is on my bucket list is to take my daughter to Paris. And it's funny because I really want to do this because when she was a really little girl, and she was watching the Barbie's Three Musketeer version of that story. It was the Barbie version of the Three Musketeers, and they were in Paris, and she loved that movie, and she kept telling me, Mommy, I want to go to Paris and be a Three Musketeer. Right? So I, at that point, way back in the day, probably 10 years ago, I really got it in my head that I wanted to take her to Paris. So now I don't even think she cares about going to Paris, but I want to take her to Paris. So that's one of the things that's definitely on my bucket list. And, so think about the things that you, like when you hear stories, or if you're watching, a show or a movie and you see something that you're really drawn to, and your first thought is, oh, I could never do that. Remove that thought process from your mind. If that's something you're so drawn to, maybe that should be on your bucket list. So think about limitless things that would bring you joy that you'd really like to do, and write it down. Start a written bucket list if you don't already have one started. And if you do, add to it. So write down 3 things. Now, some people might have a hard time with this because a lot of us don't know what we want. And this is where actually coaching, this is sometimes why people, that might be the first reason they come to a coach, is because, they have a successful life and they've done all the things that they, should do, that society has said, this is, you should do A, B, C, and D. And then they get to, well, what's E? Like, I don't know what to do now. I've achieved everything that I set out to do. Now what? A lot of people don't know because they spent their whole life just driving towards getting to that destination, and then they get there and they're feeling very unfulfilled. So this is something that life coaching can help with, helping you find your passion and your purpose. And so, they don't know what they desire. They don't know what might be on their bucket list. So think about that. Sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds. So by doing this, you're going to become more connected with who you are, right? So we might have that disconnect when we're going through the motions and succeeding in life, but not having that fulfillment, right? If we don't have that fulfillment, then we are disconnected from ourselves and our divine. So this is something, if you need help with that, you can certainly give me a call. You know that I haven't mentioned that in a while, but my website's below. My contact information is below. You can certainly call me for a clarity call. And this is the type of thing that I can help you discover in yourself. Discovery of self is a beautiful thing. So that is our fun for today, guys. Really enjoy it. Start your bucket list, and that's it. So our thing on the side, our little quote on the side says, "What do you desire? No limits." Make sure you remember that. No limits. I desire this. Write it out. Have a great day. See you guys tomorrow.